Hello, everyone. My name is Swamp. And I am actually out of town right now, which is why this is pre-recorded. And I might be in the chat. I don't know. We'll have to see when the time comes. Because I think I'm going to have this as a premiere, so at least there'll still be a chat. And I think you can still super chat during the premiere as well. So you're going to have to count this as the super chat jukebox for any super chats that come in, since I can't actually do it live. Let's see here. And as always, every time, it never fails. The first super chat jukebox that I do is always, I always have something wrong with it. So there was no sound on that. Let's do it again. See, it's like I actually am live. All right, let's try it. Let's try it one more time. So this is the actual super chat jukebox for any super chats that come in during this.
America, America, America. Dude, you understand? America, America, America. My point is America's first. America, America, America. What the hell, man? Globalists, no! Goblins, no! This is it.
All right, that was a good one. Got it worked out. Got it worked out. All right, okay, here we go. On with the show, on with the show. Well, no, wait. First, like the video. What else? It feels weird doing this by myself. Hey guys in the chat, whoever's there, how you doing? Doing good? Doing good? Where the hell is it? Okay. You can donate to the PayPal, help me buy some ammo. You can check out the Year 2 pint glass, still available in the store. And of course, the Swamp Armory merch, also still available. Though I think I'll be changing it up soon. Anyway. All right. On to everyone's favorite thing. Which I don't know if it's actually anybody's favorite thing. But I will say that it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Swamp in print. All right. From the San Francisco Chronicle. Hate is dangerous, including against bicyclists. Wow. See, it really is like we're live. Since I messed up again and hit the intro again. Man, it's like I'm here. It's like I'm not even out of town, you know? Okay, so first of all, I disagree. I think everyone should hate cyclists who act like jerks. But, you know, that's just me. So the San Francisco Chronicle says, an eyewitness posted an account on Nextdoor of coming upon, I guess that's an app, I'm assuming from context. An eyewitness posted an account on Nextdoor of coming upon the ghastly crash 2 months ago that killed world champion bicyclist Ethan Boyce. And that's how important bicyclists are. This guy's a world champion. Never heard of him. No idea who this is. And almost immediately, negative comments about people who ride bicycles began to appear. To my growing horror, within hours, the social media story in my neighborhood group began shifting from driver of a swerving car badly injured a bicyclist to general criticism of bicyclists, even though the eyewitness original poster and several others clearly said that Boyce had been riding in a properly designated bike lane when the speeding car swerved across the road and hit him head on. Cyclists don't obey traffic laws, some complained. Let's have the bicyclists pay for bike lanes, another commenter proposed, ignoring the fact that bicyclists do pay taxes and car-related fees, and taxes do not cover the cost of maintaining public roads, even though cars and trucks cause the great majority of... I feel like if you're having to defend your point of view this hard, you might be wrong. It might be time to hang it up. Cyclists need to be more mindful. Tutted another. I've witnessed bicyclists doing insanely dangerous things, said yet another. San Francisco has one of the densest car populations in the country. Riding bikes and scooters has got to be very risky. In all these comments, the implicit or explicit suggestion is that the bicyclist was basically at fault for riding on the street in the first place. Well, I mean, they're not wrong. It may be in poor taste to be posting stuff like this on something where a world champion bicyclist died, but they're not wrong. I've seen this knee-jerk reaction dozens of times. The bicyclists brought this on themselves, heedlessly and recklessly persisting in riding. Or this comment, I question how one can value their life while literally putting themselves in voluntary danger. San Francisco is among the top 5 most dangerous cities to ride in. I'm so confused on how cyclists are on here accusing drivers for deliberately trying to kill them and hop right back on the bike. If I thought someone was out to kill me, I would not continue to put myself in that position. Now, that is reasonable. If you think that people are actually out to kill you, I mean, I would think that you would avoid that situation. But that's not how these people think. That is not how these people think. The world should be exactly what they want it to be. Reality be damned. Oh, man. But here's where it gets good. Hating cyclists, which I do. God, who doesn't hate cyclists? Because if they just use the bike lane, no one would care. But that's not what they do. They have this weird entitlement about them. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. And if you don't know this, you're probably one of the cyclists. And I have no respect for you anyway. But this is where it gets good. Because hating cyclists is the same as being racist, homophobic, transphobic, bigot, sexist, whatever. It's all interconnected, you guys. Hate cyclists? You might be a Nazi. Just as those who tolerate or encourage racist, sexist, and homophobic or transphobic comments on social media contribute to emboldening the people who attack and menace particular groups, people who parrot stereotypical comments about cyclists on social media subtly encourage those who would harm them, tearing down a memorial, close passing a mother with a child on her bike, or aggressively edging their car into a bike lane to menace and squeeze a bicyclist. This is it, you guys. There are no more social justice mountains to climb. This is what we've gotten to. Not liking bicyclists, cyclists, whatever they want to be called, whatever their preferred pronoun is the same as being racist. You're literally Hitler. You know who also hated bikes? Hitler. It was not until several years ago when in my 70s I took up an electric bike as my primary form of transportation that I began to realize how pervasive the hatred of bicyclists is among car drivers. At first, I thought it must be my inexperience that that explained drivers cutting me off by turning directly into my path, honking impatiently and close swerving around me when I slowed or moved out into the lane due to an obstacle ahead of me. They couldn't know or didn't care that I was being extra cautious to avoid being doored by someone parked alongside the bike lane. Why did he put this in quotes, but then close swerving is just written normally? I feel like that should be reversed. I think we all know what doored means. I mean, just avoid being doored by someone parked on. Anyway. As I rode more, I saw drivers regularly do these things to other bicyclists, including everyone from kids to expert riders like Boyce. The next time you're tempted to pile on to such a discussion about bicyclists, ask yourself if you are doing so because you consciously or unconsciously resent them. Oh, it's conscious. I don't like you. And you know what? This is America. I'm allowed to just not like you. Ultimately, hate of bicyclists comes from the same place as racism, sexism, homophobia, and transphobia. A desire to cling to the status quo power arrangements that favor some over others. As the bicycle becomes repopularized as a legitimate form of transportation, when was the bike not popular as a mode of transportation? There are inevitably more conflicts with those who continually and mindlessly assert that streets are for cars. Wait, I'm sorry, what? Those who continually and mindlessly assert streets are for cars. Aren't streets for cars? Is he saying the streets is not for cars? Okay. But just as gay people are no longer willing to stay in the closet, nor women in the kitchen, bicyclists are no longer willing to settle for crumbs in terms of use of our public roadways. The narcissism... never underestimate someone's narcissism in today's day and age. I mean, good Lord. You ride a bike and suddenly you're a social justice warrior. You're Rosa Parks taking a stand against the bigoted anti-bicyclist lobby. The answer, of course, is to support protected or separated street infrastructures that will allow people on bicycles to go places safely. Until that time, those of us who use bicycles for our errands, our commutes to work and school, our grocery shopping, yeah, we get it, to do things, will continue to assert our rights as users of the roadways. We don't deserve to be placed at added risk by hateful stereotypes. Bicyclist hate hurts everyone. It's time we called it out as wrong. Now, when I was in college, I rode a bike everywhere, as I feel a lot of people do in college. I did not get anywhere near a situation where someone could hit me. I mean, what? That's what I don't get. This is how this stuff always is. They're just acting as like, I didn't do nothing. I mean, I was just riding a bike and bam, this guy went out of his way to kill me. Well, I guess you wouldn't be saying that if you were dead. But this guy intentionally hit me for no reason. You got to take some responsibility here. You were doing something annoying. And even if it was just riding the bike, that's still you being annoying. No, but seriously, you probably were being an ass. Riding in the middle of the road when you could be on the sidewalk or the bike lane or, just to the side in general, and you weren't. That's mostly what I see from these bicyclists. No one likes them. And that's why they're mad. All right. I cannot stand when you get stuck behind like a line of cyclists. They've all got their skin tight bike suits on, but they're not professionals. It's just it's a weird thing that's going on with bikes. and has been for years. At least in my humble opinion. In other news, an IRS whistleblower testified in a hearing on what was it, Hunter Biden's the Hunter Biden investigation. IRS whistleblower talking about Hunter Biden. There was a hearing about the investigation into Hunter Biden. And as usual, this is just a perfect example of how just insane our government is. This Democrat, this happens all the time. We saw this in almost every hearing that we've watched in other live streams. Certain Democrats, it doesn't matter what the topic of the hearing is. Like you could, it's a hearing on the FBI, right? With the head of the FBI, the Chris Wray, and one person brings up, well, why aren't we talking about gun violence against blacks and mass shootings? Because that's not what the hearing is about. I mean, okay, I guess, but we're not talking about that right now. We do talk about that a lot, but right now we're talking about the FBI and them suppressing free speech of American citizens. It's not that we're now, because we're not talking about it for 5 seconds, we're not now condoning mass shootings. Which is what this is what they act like, that is what they're doing. And this is just fantastic. Miss Brown at a hearing about Hunter Biden criminality, an investigation. So this is about Hunter Biden and the IRS. And this is what she had to say about it.
Do you know the rate at which black taxpayers are audited as compared to taxpayers who are not black?
And as you can see, this is super duper related to Hunter Biden because Hunter Biden is black. Oh, wait, no, he's not black. So I'm not sure what this has to do with anything. But it's super duper important. We can be assured of that.
No, I don't know.
Well, the answer is black taxpayers are audited at 2.9 to 4.7 times the rate of non-black taxpayers. Another question for you, sir. Yes or no? Will this hearing help alleviate the racial disparity in the rates of the IRS?
Will this hearing help alleviate the disparities? No. Because that's not what we're talking about. I don't think charging Hunter Biden with any of his many crimes is going to help alleviate any racial disparities in anything. But good job making it all about you and your opinions.
Taxpayers are audited at 2.9 to 4.7 times the rate of non-black taxpayers. Another question for you, sir. Yes or no? Will this hearing help alleviate the racial disparity in the rates of the IRS audits? No.
That's not the topic.
Thank you. And with that,
I will yield.
I will yield the
The guy's just looking at her like, no. I mean, that's not what we're here to talk about. Yeah, okay, well, the answer is no. I don't care about anything else. Yep, I knew it. This hearing about Hunter Biden is not going to do anything to address the racial disparities in people being audited by the... look at him. He's just... I don't... and she's got like this smirk. No, I knew it. The IRS is racist. What a clown show. Absolute clown show. All right, it's been a while, but it is time for the Twitter thread of the week. So we talk about the organization Just Stop Oil a lot. They are mostly the focus of the climate activists getting what they deserve, which I think is everyone's favorite genre of climate activist videos. Well, There's a new kid on the block. Climate defiance. And one thing I think is funny, just right off the bat here, is that in the description for climate defiance, it says brand new youth-led group dedicated to using disruptive direct action to resist fossil fuels. But it says youth-led. And I want you to keep that in mind as we watch this video. So it says, breaking. We just swarmed the field at the Congressional Women's Softball game, which, believe me, if you want to get press coverage, you go to the Congressional Women's Softball game because everyone's watching that. As rooftop snipers aimed their guns at us and members of Congress begged us to evacuate, we held our ground, implying they were in danger of being shot by snipers. Now, I think they should have been in danger of that, but they were not. So here we go. Watch this. And again, keep in mind, youth-led group.
Looks like we're going to have a little stoppage in play to deal with a protest in the outfield. End fossil fuels are what I'm seeing on the shirts.
Congress, end fossil fuels! End fossil fuels! Congress, end!
So there's some young people, right?
Fossil fuels! End fossil fuels!
They're focusing on the young people.
It's interesting that the women's game
Oh, do you think that this is a youth here? This woman with this gray hair?
for charity is being interrupted in a very prolonged way, but the men's was not. What do you think that means, Garrett?
Having covered Congress for some time now, these delays, sometimes on totally unrelated policy issues, can often be very frustrating. We do see that from time to time.
Do you look at this old guy? This old guy here with his yarmulke. So clearly what this looks like, they want you to, this is youth led. This looks like two or three college professors who got their students to do this. And they say, oh, I'm not leading this. I'm just here to support you guys. You lead it. By the way, this is what we should do. Here's the plan. And I already made us t-shirts. And do you notice how the announcer, I didn't catch that the first time I watched this. Everybody's trying to out-liberal one another. So there's these crazy lefty climate activists. But then listen to the woman.
Women's game.
Yes.
It's interesting that the women's game
Yes.
for charity is being interrupted in a very prolonged way, but the men's was not. What do you think that means?
It's interesting that the women's game is being interrupted, but the men's was not. What do you think that means? So obviously implying some kind of sexism or something. But really, we all know the reason they interrupted the women's game is because women's sports are just more popular than men's sports. And it's, if you want to get attention to your cause, you disrupt a women's sporting event. So here's the thread. And damn, this is crazy. The Congressional Women's Softball Game is an annual competition between politicians and journalists. Unreal. So that's just wild. That is bonkers. That's unreal. Unreal. The media is literally, man, this is getting intense, playing softball with the very people they are supposed to hold to account. Oh, jeez, man. So? What does that have to do with anything? The press corps should not be playing games with Congress. Isn't that obvious? Why are we paying members of Congress $174,000 per year? First of all, if you think that people in Congress are only getting $174,000 a year, you are an idiot. To play games? The planet is burning. Democracy is dying. Ocean temperatures are through the roofs. The roofs. Okay? This is outrageous. The Congresswoman angrily demand we leave, noting the event is a breast cancer fundraiser. What? Our government spends $20 billion per year on fossil fuel subsidies. Fossil fuels drive 1 in 5 deaths. How dare they lecture us about cancer? How dare they? How does someone become this delusional? It's almost impressive. They think that this is gonna somehow bring people to their cause. Climate defiance, ladies and gentlemen. Climate defiance. All right, moving on. In case you were not aware, Jen Psaki, the former press secretary, has a show on MSNBC. That's what it is. Has her own show on MSNBC. So she's doing the same job she was before, but we're supposed to pretend this is somehow different than when she was press secretary. But she did a groundbreaking and just beautiful interview with Virginia's first openly transgender delegate, Danica Rome, and shares her advice for transgender youth. This is absurd. I want to know who approved this to actually be released, because this feels like something out of a sitcom. Like, even the way it's shot, the sound effects they use, the cuts, everything. This seems like, I've never seen the show Parks and Rec, but it feels like, that type of show. Like, this is satirizing basic cable news. But apparently this is legit and super duper important, because this is Virginia's first openly transgender delegate. Delegate. Anyway, here we go. You see what I mean? Already.
So good to see you. Welcome to Prince.
Right off the bat, it already feels like this is the beginning of some cheesy sitcom. It's like Adult Swim. This would be on after Between Two Ferns. Jeez. I mean, listen to the music and the shot.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Welcome to Prince William County.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing me to one of your favorite restaurants.
It is, yeah.
And in case you're wondering, because it's hard to tell, that's the transgender person. It's always hard to tell, because you can't tell if someone's transgender just by looking at them. But yeah, that's the one. Oh.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing me to one of your favorite restaurants.
Yeah, totally. Look how organic this is. This is one of my favorite restaurants.
Is this a place you typically would come on a weekend when you have some time?
I just come here during the day, for breakfast, like once every 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, and just catch up. And one of the best ways to interact with your constituents is to go where they are and just say, "Hey, how y'all doing?" And just tell me what's.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, everyone in this small town is just like, "Yes, Danica Rome is here with us, slumming it at this diner." Is this one of your favorite places? Yeah, doesn't this feels like a sitcom? This doesn't feel like the news.
What's on your mind? And you're sure there's always someone to by.
I mean, I love that. Now, you were the first trans person to be elected in Virginia, and you are known by a lot of people for that. But a lot of people don't know about how you grew up. You grew up around here. What was your childhood like?
I went to public school from kindergarten through 3rd grade over at Lockwoman Elementary, Scotty's, here in my district.
Scotty's the dog?
Scotty the dog, yeah.
Okay,
Scotty's the dog.
good.
And then I spent the next 13 years in Catholic school from 4th grade all the way until I graduated college at St. Bonaventure.
How did you feel in that Catholic school?
I hated the uniform, that's for sure. It's especially when you're a closet case trans kid in the Catholic school uniform. Not a good fit.
Didn't feel like you.
Did not feel like me ever. But at the same time, when I was in high school, I learned a quote from St. Francis de Sales. It was, "Be who you are and be that well." And since I've been campaigning, since I've been in office, I've added to that and thrive because of who you are, not despite it.
That's such a...
Oh, jeez. Lord, we've gone on too long. I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but it might be time for the rapture. I added on to it. And listen, and of course, Jen Psaki is, wow, that's amazing. Really? Is it, or is it stupid?
The sales. It was be who you are and be that well. And since I've been campaigning, since I've been in office, I've added to that and thrive because of who you are, not despite it.
Man, thrive because of who you are, not despite it. That is deep.
Such a wonderful I want to print that off and put it on my desk. Now, take us into your high school life. You're in Catholic school, you're in a uniform you don't feel comfortable in. Was there a person in your life who helped you become the person you were meant to be?
In terms of like being trans, like I didn't talk to anyone about it. I was
not at all in high school.
No, I was scared to death to tell anyone. Absolutely.
What were you scared they were going to say or do?
No, there would have been complete ostracization. Just to be singled out that regard.
Why does your hair look like that? This is very common with trans people, I've noticed. At least the ones that we've seen on this channel. What is up with that? The hair. I mean, is it greasy? Is he touching his hair too much? Is that what it is? I don't. It seems to be very common though.
I knew one out gay person in all of high school, and and I saw him get made fun of, and so it's just. I didn't have outlets for expression for it. I was walking through the parking lot one day, and it was raining, and I intentionally dropped my duffel bag off my shoulder. And as I went down, I picked up just a little hair, rubber band, right? And then just like kind of put it in my pocket. And then I got home, and I started like styling and playing with my hair with it. I would feel so, just like, oh wow, I get to do.
Yeah, look, we're supposed to take this seriously. So, getting a hairband and styling and playing with your hair. You must actually be a woman. and look at Psaki over here. What great acting from Psaki. Look how interested she is in this. I mean, this is. Watch this one. Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. Wow. Wow. Just. The way that she's like shaking and just wow, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Actually, do this. I could love growing my hair out, and at the same time, my hair wasn't allowed to touch the collar, right?
You didn't have the style you have today.
The style today is definitely a heavy metal chic.
Now, before I get to your heavy metal love, which I just need to know everything about, you have just some fabulous pieces of jewelry on. Tell me a little bit about your necklace here.
So my very Republican-leaning mother and I do not agree on politics all the time, but what we do agree on is ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment, and this is her 1976 Women's Bicentennial ERA medallion. I also
super great stuff. We got to find out about this metal obsession. Hey, Jen Psaki, we have to know all about it. All about it.
One of the things about when you come out as trans is when things start going right for you in terms of how people just talk to you, and the first time they get your pronoun correct, not because they were being kind to you, because it's how they saw you in the world. It just you feel elated in that moment.
And how old were you when you felt that euphoria? Do you remember a particular moment or day or interaction?
I worked for my local newspaper here at Gainesville Times, Prince William Times, for more than 9 years. And there was a day where, I was well into transitioning. I wasn't wearing full makeup or anything, but just my clothing style was definitely not masculine. We'll put it that way, right? I was just at a high school lacrosse.
I mean, do people actually find this interesting?
Feel scared to go to school and say, I don't belong here.
Yeah,
and what advice would you give to their parents, the parents of the young Danica Romes out there?
Love them because of who they are, not despite it.
That's good advice.
That's
I know that you're
apparently that's good advice. What an amazing but apparently that's the only thing that Danica has to say. Love them for who they are, not despite, or whatever the hell it was.
Here.
And what advice would you give to their book? And you love books, so I think we're going to go check out the local library.
Sounds good.
Look at it with the music and the, oh my God.
What do you love the most about libraries?
The entire part of my community here, if they want knowledge on something, if they want entertainment on something, if they want to learn about stuff, they have a place where they're welcomed, regardless of identifiers. Everyone is welcome at the library, and that this is one.
Oh, the cringe. Now it's like a after school special. Escape into a world of books.
One of the ultimate equalizers in the world.
As a big reader, does it feel just wild that your book here is in this library?
Yeah.
That artist did Danica a lot of favors. I mean, I'm not entirely sure this is exactly what Danica Rome looks like. Oh, come on. You got to be kidding me.
Welcome at the library, and that
your book here is in this library.
Yeah, so I love the fact that my local libraries, are carrying my book Burn the Page. It's really cool to, have gone from this closet case here to afraid to tell anyone who I truly was, and being able to express myself right here in the Manassas area, and now putting it all on display, flaws, warts.
It's all
and,
out there. Now,
yeah.
what's the title about? What does Burn the Page mean?
So it was funny because my agent, Anna, she's amazing, and she suggested choose. All right, wait for it. Suggested title? Turn the Page. Like, as in the Bob Seger song and Metallica cover. I was like, yeah, but the title needs to be more metal. Burn the Page. And so that was about
Has a little heavy.
Man, the cringe. I mean, this is brutal. Can you believe this was approved? This is MSNBC. This is mainstream media. Oh, she wanted to call it Turn the Page. And I was like, oh, we got to make it a little bit more metal. Burn the Page. Oh, God, the cringe. The cringe.
Metal to it.
Oh, yeah. It's like casting fires to the stories you don't want to be in anymore.
Yeah.
And owning your
Writing
own
your own
narrative.
story.
Absolutely. That's the entire
God.
everything of this is the
Writing your own story. How come they say platitudes and cliches, but they act like, exactly, wow, did you just come up with that just now? Wow, write your own story? Metal.
the importance of capturing your narrative on your terms and being comfortable and confident to tell your story about who you are and why your story matters.
You're well known and
I mean, isn't that kind of embarrassing? I mean, look at the the book's right there with her standing right next to it. I mean, Saki's not seeing this. She's not seeing this. Who is that on the cover of that book? Because that is not Danica Rome. I can tell you that. I know that for a fact. All right, ladies and gentlemen. On to something that I've been wanting to cover for quite a while. I actually started making a video about it a while back, and then it didn't feel right, so I never ended up finishing it. But I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. I brought it up once on a stream saying that we were going to talk about it, and then we just never did. But we're doing it now. Yellow Dot Studios. Yellow Dot Studios is a non-profit production studio founded by Adam McKay, the Academy Award-winning director, writer, producer known for Netflix's second most watched film of all time, Don't Look Up, as well as Vice, The Big Short, Anchorman, Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, and television shows Succession and Winning Time to fight back against climate disinformation and inaction. Yellow Dot creates entertaining, memorable, and scientifically accurate videos and other media to challenge decades of disinformation pushed by oil companies and amplified by large swaths of elected leaders and the media. Man, this sounds... these guys sound like just a ton of fun. Yellow Dot is funded by philanthropists, commissioned work, and regular people. So yes, we are just another captured tool of the radical big survival lobby. I don't know what that means. We aim to support the creatives. God, I hate when people call the creatives. Organizations, scientists, and individuals who are similarly allied with the cause of continued human existence on Earth. Fantastic. So really what this actually is a cringe factory. I mean, this stuff, this is brutal. And apparently this is coming from an Academy Award-winning writer, director, and producer. And this is what they've come up with. Damn. The first one here is called 911 Call. Hello, 911. This is an emergency. A killer is on the loose. I hope you're ready for this. A killer is on the loose.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello? Help! Help! A killer is on the loose.
Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to slow down. Can you tell me what's going on?
This man, he's trying to murder me.
Okay, can you describe the man?
Yes, he's a white man, early 60s.
Any other defining traits or characteristics?
Oh, always in a suit. He gets paid to murder.
What?
Last year, he got paid $22 million to murder us all. Mike Worth, the CEO of Chevron, is trying to kill us all. You, me, all of us.
I'm gonna need you to slow down. You said his name is Mike Worth?
Yes, Mike Worth. I know no one knows who these guys are, but the world needs to know them. They've been misleading the public on their oil emissions, and Chevron alone is responsible for the most carbon emissions of any public company worldwide.
Okay, but you're safe right now.
No! None of us are. Everyone is acting like everything is fine, but right now, today, in this moment, Mike Worth and the empty suits at Chevron are actively killing us. They've known the dangers for 50 years. And not only did these whack jobs do nothing, they covered it up.
Harold, hold my calls for the rest of the day. Go on, ma'am.
What's your name?
Travis.
Listen, Travis, we the ones who get hit the hardest. They build their factories next to where we live, expose us to toxins and pollutants, and limit our access to clean drinking water. And you know these rich white people will find ways to move and protect themselves for a while. But you and me, everything always happens to us first. We invented hip-hop in 1977, and 3 years later, Blondie on MTV introducing it to white kids.
Oh, okay, I'm putting you on speakerphone. Everyone, get over here. This is a real goddamn emergency.
Don't stop. You keep on.
You see what I mean? This is a cringe machine, man. And it just keeps getting worse. What exactly does Blondie have to do with Worth, the CEO of Chevron? I don't understand that at all. But I'm white, so I guess it's not for me to understand. And they made this all about Blondie. This is an emergency. I don't want to listen to this stupid music here. This is an emergency. Will any Blondie answer it? Tell Blondie, call out Mike Worth and Chevron before they bring the rapture. What does Blondie have to do with this? Maybe I'm just I guess I'm just not a fan of Blondie, and I'm missing something here. So Blondie stole rap music and showed it to white kids on MTV. So she should call out Mike Worth of Chevron. I have no idea what's going on. But don't worry. As I said, it gets worse. If you can believe it.
I don't think Las Vegas is a good idea.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, hang on. Start from the
Goldie,
beginning.
How's my favorite student doing?
Oh, holding up.
Oh, we're talking about college. Look at this. 3.7 GPA, Photo club president, forensics. Forensics? Maybe you can help me figure out where my ex-wife went.
Forensics means speech and debate.
I know, Goldie, I know. And I know where she is, so it wouldn't do any good.
So college?
Yes. I have the perfect place for you. You're gonna love it. It's called UNLV.
I don't think Las Vegas is a good idea.
Oh, don't worry. Those Cirque du Soleil freaks, they won't be able to touch you.
I just don't even know if Las Vegas will even be around when I graduate. All of the water comes from the Colorado River, which is already being totally decimated by the climate emergency. And as
Totally
temperatures
decimated.
rise around the world, the river will be strained, resulting in water shortages and possibly even water rationing.
Well, I haven't read anything about that. Where'd you hear this? Twitch?
The information is literally everywhere.
And you know
Everywhere.
I went to UNLV. Okay. Then I got the next best thing. The University of Miami.
Are you kidding me? Miami is not going to exist.
Look, Goldie, I can't predict what's going to happen 100 years from
Basically,
now.
every climate scientist agrees that Miami is going to be swallowed by melting ice. And I'm not talking about 100 years from now. Rivers are already drying up around the world. And once our food supply is affected...
Look, Goldie, you're going to have to go to college somewhere if you want to be successful.
Did you go to college?
Hell yeah. Okay, how about UCLA?
Well, California will experience unprecedented statewide wildfires.
University of Arizona.
By 2050, Arizona will experience dangerously high temperatures for 150
God.
days every year.
Washington.
Drought.
UT Austin.
Fires.
UT Dallas.
Fires.
Tulane.
Floods.
UT El Paso.
All of Texas will be on
Oh
fire.
my God, Goldie. So what are you saying? That this is some sort of inevitable truth that we're all just spiraling towards? Collectively ignoring?
Not everyone is ignoring it. A lot of people are talking about it, but really, really powerful people will
Goldie,
spend a lot
when
of
you
money to
talk
make
like
sure
this,
that when activists
you
speak out
start to
about it,
sound a
we get
little
called hysterical.
Okay, Goldie. How about Montana?
No.
What? There's gonna be a climate disaster?
Oh, probably. Just, I think I'd rather be on fire.
You see one thing that is common, the common thread between these two so far? White people suck. It's the white people. Not only is the climate going to kill all of us, but white people are just awful, and I would rather be set on fire than have to spend time around white people. Now, if those weren't bad enough for you,
And now,
oops, that was actually a good teaser. If that wasn't bad enough for you, this might be one of the most cringe things I've ever seen. A love letter from Darth Vader to Exxon. And again, this is from Academy Award winners are making this. A long time ago, in our own galaxy, ExxonMobil knew that their product would destroy a livable climate. But instead of warning the public, they lied about it so they could make trillions in profits. That's mad evil. Jesus Christ. The type of evil that someone like Darth Vader respects. You get it? You get it? These guys are so bad. Darth Vader likes them. Can you believe... Darth Vader, you guys. He's like the Hitler of Star Wars. This is bad news, you guys. Bad news.
and now a message of love and admiration from the Dark Lord of the Imperial Military, Darth Vader.
Greetings, fools and trembling servants of the Empire. Recently, I have become aware of deeds so treacherous that I became envious. In the late 1970s, Exxon scientists knew that continuing to drill and sell oil would lead to mega droughts, fires, floods, and the destruction of the Earth's entire livable climate.
Dude, so cool.
And rather than warn humanity, and this is the good part, and by good I mean fucked up, they kept it secret so they could keep making billions of dollars. I have murdered dozens of Jedi toddlers with my own hands, but Exxon...
Dude, this guy is so bad. Star Wars Hitler is so bad He's hanging out with Putin. Putin, you guys. Putin is like the Hitler of Russia. Bad man. But that's not it. Or that's not all. He's also hanging out with Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell. We don't really care what Epstein did. I mean, that's irrelevant. It's mainly because Trump's in this photo. Because I don't know if you know this. Trump is like the Hitler of the United States. That's how bad Darth Vader is. And he likes Exxon. This is dark stuff.
With my own hands. But Exxon, that is some unlock the secret bonus level cheat code evil shit you pulled. Mad respect. But here's the moldy cherry on top. Exxon waged a campaign of lies for years to create doubt, even though they and 100% of climate scientists know for sure it's happening. And Exxon's current CEO, Darren Woods, is doing exactly what I would do. Cashing checks and murdering life 24/7. Darren Woods, whenever we meet, I am going to dap you up like we haven't seen each other since middle school. Seriously.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, it's almost done.
ExxonMobil, and I mean this from the bottom of my blackened heart. Thumbs up from Darth Vader. Mwah!
Man. Academy Award winner. And how long do you think it's going to be before one of these Yellow Dot Studios videos also wins some kind of award? I mean, this is... Hollywood loves this stuff. This is Hollywood. And man... Star Wars sucks, you guys. It sucks. It is just terrible. Someone had to say it. If you like Star Wars, you are incorrect. Probably about most things. And there it is. All 3.5 or 6, 7, whatever, 1,000 of you have all left the channel because you're all stupid Star Wars nerds. I don't know why I'm going hard on Star Wars. I guess it's because that video was so stupid. All right, you guys. I hope you've had a good time. This is strange. The first ever pre-recorded Friday show. I hope you have a good weekend. Don't forget, if you like what I do and you don't want to give money to YouTube, you can always support through PayPal. Check out the Year 2 pint glass and the Armory merch. New stuff will be coming soon. And this time I actually remembered to find something funny and goofy to play at the end to lighten the mood. Since we were talking about Star Wars Hitler, Russia Hitler, American Hitler, let's check out the real Hitler. The man himself. I have no idea what the hell is going on in this clip. But I like it. Well, actually, I don't, but it's just funny. It's just funny.
Adolf Hitler wrote Mein Kampf, My Struggle, a book filled with hatred. Its last passage is this fanatical cry. Adolf Hitler wrote
Someone made this. What? The amount of work that went into this. I mean, this wasn't something that someone just threw together really quick. I mean, that's some dedication to Hitler and My Little Pony that I've never seen before. Though I never thought that I would. I mean, I certainly wasn't looking for it. I don't know what's going on. I just show you what's happening on the internet, okay? That's my only job here. So if that offended you, I don't know. I'm sorry. All right, you guys. It's been fun. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not. I hope you guys had fun in the chat, which I may be there right now. This may be some kind of Inception thing going on. All right. I'll see you guys next time.